So that's can't be really helped.
Okay, no problem. But it's the last time, the last hotline was I think this is 3 meters.
No, it's 2.5.
It was 3 meters long.
Yeah, it can be a bit bigger.
Yeah. No, that's too small. This has to be really, really big everywhere. This is too small. Just Women Away sails to Portugal. We said the ship set sail to Portugal. I don't want to mention the name of the ship yet, because.
But you have the press present on Monday.
Yeah, but not at the ship. Yeah,
but they see the ship.
Well, that's the thing is that we want to do it in a way that the ship sails away and that then the press can see it. But it's different than. That's something different than that the Portuguese already know what the name of the ship is, because you remember what happened in Poland, and that it was pretty important that everybody thought it was the Aurora and not the so let's just try to keep it out of our website and as much as possible out of the publicity. I mean, it doesn't say we can for sure prevent people know it, but let's try it. Figueira da Foz shouldn't be in there. We just go to Portugal. And also not when the ship is going to arrive. Ja, dat is. Je hebt een andere kant voor de kuip. Please, come in. Yeah, we're going to work on that. This afternoon and tomorrow. So we'll prepare, maybe make a preparation.
She's not here. She's leaving.
Nadja! No, forget it. What do you want? Cappuccino?
Cappuccino, please.
And you?
No.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cappuccino, and then 1. The bathroom is there. Oh shit, I don't want to go to this concert thing.
That's true. Sometimes we judge them by our references.
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh, they're coming closer a little bit.
She's coming closer.
Yeah, so that's good. Okay. It wasn't too bad then. I started this as an individual, because I was a doctor and I sailed with Greenpeace to find a way of giving meaning to my life. And so I never have been involved in any organization never been involved in any women's movement. When I was 16, I did demonstrate, against nuclear energy and things like that. But in a sense of being part of an organization or a movement, I do not know what that means. And I think in the end it's always been like that. Movements are temporary. They are built around a moment when they're necessary, and when there is an catalyzing moment for them to exist, and then they dissolve.
I'm going to try to show you some cooking.
Moet ik het vasthouden?
Ik wil het laten zien. This is Menno. We're on our morning watch together. We have watches every night and every morning from 8 to 12. And Menno was a little ill when there was much more wind. But I think he's feeling better now. Goed zo.
If the call is accepted, that fax calling when the en er staat nog een keer press to start key. Ik kan me niet herinneren.
Ja, maar wanneer moet ik
als je fax zegt.
Als je fax zegt?
Ja, nog een keer. Dan je call fax connected. En dan staat er nog een keer press to start key. Ja, maar dan
Ik heb beneden nog een Zodiac hangen, maar die moeten we dan met z'n allen even oppompen.
Handpomp. Echt?
Ja.
Kijk, wat doe je met hij? Oh ja.
Nou op je hoofd. Now on your head.
Knietjes? Nee. Dat lukt echt niet.
Ja, dan moet je wat.
Anders gooi ik wel een touw uit aan de andere kant.
Hey, we hebben helemaal geen naam aan deze kant.
Ja?
We hebben geen naam aan deze kant.
Today is Saturday morning. We're still at sea. It's a beautiful morning again. First 2 days were really beautiful, not a lot of wind, nice sunshine. And we saw a lot of dolphins and whales. So it feels like sailing on the ocean, and it's a really good feeling. We had a slight, well, not really a problem, but something that I thought could be interesting to take. I'll try to show you. I'm not sure whether it's going to be clear, because we have company. Well, and I'll try to get them close. This is a marine ship, and it came near our ship an hour ago or something, and has been sailing with us. And they're not, you know, they're staying in the distance, but they're showing that they're there. I think this is because last night we received a fax and a phone call from a Portuguese naval officer, and he said we were not allowed to enter Portuguese waters with the argument of some law, sea law, and we're still figuring out which law that could be, because we're not doing anything illegal, so why wouldn't we be allowed to enter the port or enter Portuguese water?
This is a Portuguese warship. Roger understood that you don't have authorization to entering in Portuguese territorial waters, and you don't have presently final destination and ETA. Is that correct?
We have a final destination, but no ETA because of no authorization to enter these waters.
This is a Portuguese warship. Roger, I request your final destination. Over.
Final destination Figueira was pending on authorization to enter.
Practitioner, thank you very much for your cooperation. Please be informed that I am in a patrol monitoring maritime activities. My mission is to ensure the strict compliance of the international and Portuguese internal law within the Portuguese waters of jurisdiction and sovereignty. Over.
Okay, that is well understood, and we will stay outside about now of Portuguese waters.
And this is Portuguese warship. Practitioner, thank you very much for your cooperation. Have a nice trip. Call you later. Out.
One deep, Captain Capella. Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
We are fine. Nice to see you. Are you intending to come alongside to get some people on board?
I have one person here that would like to talk with you.
Okay.
Hoi Sofia, dit is Rebecca. We willen graag aan boord komen. In ieder geval de stores afgeven die we hebben. Maar dat moeten ze even met deze man hier regelen.
Ja, misschien kan je proberen. Ik denk dat het handigst is als jullie met die bijbootje komen, de Zodiac.
Je weet al wie de Zodiac is.
En kan je ook een kaart even meenemen? Dat we zeker weten waar de territoriale wateren zijn.
Dat is goed, ik zal even hier overleggen. Ik ben zo terug.
Oké, ik blijf op 11.
Laat hem maar even staan.
Want jullie hebben gewoon... Hé, Monica! Ja? En we halen jullie gewoon weer op, hoor. Hè? Jullie komen thuis, hoor.
Anders blijven we wel.
Okay. Anders blijven we.
Wat zei je?
Denk jullie nog heel even in het Engels?
Oh ja, it was real nice to see you all, and we hope to see you soon in the harbor. Tomorrow.
Dankjewel, Sjoukje. Tot snel. Dag.
Bye. I brought books and things like that.
Right, well, then let's go get them. Can we go with you? All right, let's see if we can find this. I think it's Fernando.
Before we drive.
Okay, we take the coffee there. Yeah, we take the coffee over there. Yeah, it's a better point there.
Every country has its own reaction, and I don't know if this was truly a Portuguese reaction because everybody tells me that the Portuguese are very soft. But this is the first time I saw military ships being deployed against a tugboat with a container on it, which is a medical clinic, with 6 women and a couple of guys on board. So I really think it was an overreaction, but it shows the commitment of those conservatives and right-wing individuals that are in government, and we have them in our government, what they will use to stop women from having the choice, just the choice, to have an abortion if they want to. So that's saying a lot, that the walls that you're up against are so concrete that it will take really a lot of women here in Portugal to become angry, to take control of their own destinies. And I think we have to see more of that people really get angry.
Want dit is gewoon een Nederlands geregistreerd schip, wat gewoon normale toegang tot nationale water wordt ontzegd, op basis van allerlei niet houdbare argumenten. Hallo? Even though this is the decision.
Even though this is the decision.
If it enters national waters, what is going to happen?
Right. Se ele entrar em Portugal, os barcos, a Marinha vai intervir.
The Navy will.
Well, what will they do? Will they shoot?
They will. Will.
Never.
Never.
So, what can they do?
It's desproporcional, como é que dizem?
Is not proportionate.
Right. Okay. So, what if they come in?
Okay.
They will enter?
No,
they'll probably stop the ship.
Okay.
They'll probably stop the ship.
That's a good media image.
Yes, and e a Marinha vai entrar no barco.
And the Navy will enter the ship, board the ship.
Capturar o comandante, vão deter o comandante.
They will detain the captain and probably bring him to shore.
And then, what happens then? The ship is without a captain.
The ship will be captained by the Portuguese Navy.
Oh, so it will be seized, the ship.
Yes.
They can seize the ship. You're sure?
Yes.
Okay. And what happens then?
Then we are.
How long does it take to get the ship free again?
Okay, we must.
We have 2 weeks.
Ok, mas o que nós temos de dizer é que o barco é detido e depois, perante a detenção, só podemos recorrer e recorrer para o tribunal. E o tribunal,
if the ship is detained, our only means of resolving the situation is to go to court. And going to court will take
too long
time. And that's what it is, a delay tactic.
Yes.
Can we call him up and say we're not doing anything in Portugal?
Yes.
He has misinformation.
Yes, we can. We've already sent yesterday, but via Rebecca, a communicate to the Ministry of Sea Affairs. They argued that listening to us would be very would be inadequate for the expedience of the process. So, if they needed to take immediate steps, so by doing so, they can say that they don't listen to us.
Is what they want to do. Delay the process, draw it out, get it in the courts, and keep the ship out.
Our only legal route to go to.
Right. The only legal route is what?
Legal route.
And that will take.
That will take time, even as a speedy process. We can enter this as a speedy process.
So this was a good tactic.
Yes, it was. It was a good tactic, although not well funded.
Right.
We are trying to make pressure and say everything we are about to say in the press release. So let's see what happens now.
stairs? No, you can go in. It's very small, but it's very
Hallo? You have to put in I moet even de orde trekken.
Then you
Oh, yes.
talk,
Okay.
you
And then I release.
Portuguese Foxtrot 486, go ahead.
Boa tarde. Estou a falar com o navio da Armada Portuguesa.
Daqui, Corvette Batista Andrade, boa tarde, com quem estou a falar?
Está a falar com Francisco Louçã. Estão no navio Bordeaux vários deputados portugueses, o deputado Odete Santos, o deputado Jamila Madeira e eu próprio, e tencionamos dirigir-nos às águas territoriais portuguesas. Estão, como sabe, outros cidadãos holandeses a bordo do Bordeaux.
Daqui, Corvette Batista Andrade, muito boa tarde, uma boa estadia a bordo. Eu informo que o navio Bordeaux não tem autorização para entrar em águas territoriais portuguesas. Eu repito, não tem autorização para entrar em águas territoriais portuguesas.
Repito a pergunta, dirigindo-nos às águas portuguesas, qual é a razão legal que pode ser evocada para que cidadãos portugueses não possam fazê-lo num barco que está legalmente inscrito?
Daqui, Batista de Andrade, a razão é que o barco não está autorizado pelo governo português a entrar em águas territoriais portuguesas. Caso seja necessário, eu disponibilizo uma embarcação para transportar os seus eurodeputados para bordo e pô-los em águas territoriais portuguesas ou no porto. Caso por questões de segurança ou qualquer outra razão não possam fazer no Capela. O Bordeaux não está, eu repito, não está autorizado a entrar em águas territoriais portuguesas.
Bem, Sr. Comandante, ouvi a sua explicação, vou comunicar às pessoas que estão aqui comigo para podermos considerar o seu ponto de vista.
Também vai abortar, a Odete Santos também vai fazer um aborto. Está fodido isto.
Isto aconteceu. Desculpe lá, deixa eu...
Não, isto não é do barco. Não é do barco, isto é uma rádio.
And the harbour master, because the militaries are not supposed to decide, can we contact the harbour master? Let me try.
Jou kijk je niet uit, hoor.
Ik wil alleen te koud.
Ja?
Goeie.
Koud?
Wow. Waarom is het anders? Wow, het is helemaal niet warm, hoor. Nee.
Heb je shampoo?
Waar, hè?
Wow. Ja, het was dan dus heel moeilijk aan.
Dan ga ik je zeker niet in. Nee, dan krijg ik ten harte zakken.
Ik snap het niet hoor, wat je bedoelt. What I mean is, we were invited by Portuguese organizations. That's why for myself I can say, okay, I'm not like a missionary. I'm not getting onto a boat to bring the big message that we, the free-minded Dutch people, will tell them what's good for them.
Well, part of me is, of course. Part of me is like, I want to I don't know. to make a woman maybe more conscious or more aware of their choices, and which they should have. That kind of way you can be a missionary. But I'm not that arrogant that I will tell other people how to live or what to do. But I do feel wanted because I saw the volunteers and I saw I heard about the reactions on our boat. So I do think there are a lot of people who are happy with us.
And don't you think the volunteers is like a minority? People who are open-minded anyway?
Well, the minority, that is the people who really speak up. And I do think the majority is the people who really do think women should have a choice, but they don't speak up. So
why not?
Because it's not I don't think it's a subject that's really really free to talk about yet. I don't know the situation in Portugal. Never been there yet. But if I hear there is no or very few sexual education at the schools, then you're not used to talking about sex and contraceptives and stuff like that. So people are afraid to talk about it.
Ja?
Televisiezenders.
Wat is er met televisiezenders?
Ja, we krijgen alleen maar heupsas aan. Die hula hoopmeisjes. Ik wil even nieuws kijken.
Oh, ga ik wel even kijken.
Boa noite. Foi por triz. Carlos Cruz e mais 5 arguidos do processo Casa Pia estiveram passo de voltar para a prisão. Uma juíza do Tribunal da Boa Hora ordenou a detenção dos arguidos por se sentir chocada.
A compulsividade patológica dos abusadores de crianças é a razão que aparece logo à cabeça do despacho. A magistrada relembra que a estes arguidos são imputadas práticas que se terão prolongado durante anos.
Já a seguir é exclusivo neste Jornal Nacional.
Se realmente se justifica equacionar politicamente a hipotética mudança de uma lei, então que se equacione. Não há nenhuma razão para adiar tal equacionação.
A polémica está lançada. Boa noite, Sr. Ministro da Defesa. O barco está ao largo, proibido entrar em águas nacionais. Não foi cometido qualquer crime, não foi cometido qualquer ilegalidade. Não é certo que seria cometida se porventura o barco atracasse. Então porquê esta proibição, sem crime e sem ilegalidade para já?
Muito boa noite. Eu respondo-lhe exatamente como Ministro da Defesa. Portugal é um país soberano. Tem uma ordem jurídica. Não interessa agora saber se a nossa legislação sobre o aborto é a melhor ou não. Interessa saber que é a nossa lei. E como é a nossa lei, tem de ser aplicada no território português e a soberania nacional é relevante no chamado mar territorial, ou seja, da costa mais doce.
Isto pelas organizações, sempre foi dito pelas organizações que nunca a pílula abortiva seria entregue em território nacional. Quem quisesse tomar a pílula abortiva teria que se deslocar fora de águas nacionais, teria que voltar além das 12 milhas e aí sim poderia tomar essa pílula abortiva. Portanto, não há aí um incumprimento da lei portuguesa, ou há?
Eu considero que não se deve usar de cinismo nesta matéria. Portugal é um país soberano, faz aplicar a sua lei no seu mar territorial. O nosso mar territorial não é uma selva, tem Estado de Direito, tem princípios e devo dizer-lhe mais. A linha A, que se tratava de incitar à prática de atos que em Portugal, não interessa agora se bem se mal, são, do ponto de vista da nossa lei, considerados crimes. E se trata de incitar ou praticar crimes no nosso mar territorial, isso não pode suceder. Por outro lado, também se tratava, de acordo com a própria organização, de publicitar ou
I think there are similarities. I think there are similarities in the tone. There are similarities to the forcefulness, the lack of disregard for public opinion, the lack of disregard for women. You know, George Bush 4 years ago, he ran on this platform that the W was for women. George Bush has eroded the rights of women picked away at some of the rights. He uses women like Condoleezza Rice, Karen Hughes, and puts them forward as the face of what women are all about. Yet Condoleezza Rice, rather Karen Hughes, when we had our march in Washington of 1 million women and men, that she came out the next day and called us terrorists because we didn't have her view. Which is completely wrong because they're trying to spin this like we are the ones that are trying to erode what this country is all about. This country is about freedom, my country, and every country. I don't know what the men are afraid of.
O crime está na lei, a morte não é crime. O crime está na lei, a morte não é crime. O crime está na lei, a morte não é crime. O crime está na lei.
Isso é ofensivo, cada mulher sente isso na sua pele, porque todas nós soubemos ou sabemos que podemos enfrentar um dia um drama desse género. E penso que o Dr. Santana Lopes terá todo o interesse em mostrar-se ao país como um homem aberto, um homem esclarecido, um homem civilizado e um homem europeu.
Direito de escolher, direito da mulher, 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 direito de escolher, direito da mulher.
What I can assure to you, it's that the only question is that I wouldn't like also as Prime Minister of Portugal that Portuguese citizens will try to enter in a train, in a boat, in a territory of a friendly country, trying to have actions that would disrespect the law of that country. So I'm sure that in the other countries this situation is understood and that everybody knows that Portugal is the country of freedom and the country of liberty and not a country where debates are forbidden or avoided, not at all.
So the decision has been taken not to allow the ship to board?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Sure, I took notes.
You did?
Everything, yeah.
This debate has now moved from the quayside to the top echelons of the government. Now, while the Prime Minister may say that he's open to debate, the reality of the situation is that this boat is still 12 miles away from the port.
I wanted to show you our only visitor from the day, which is a fishing pole. But when there's only water around you all day, you even are very happy if you see a fishing pole. So, well, here's another shot for the documentary. Although I think I realize that I'm lying at the moment, because we have 24 hours, 7 days a week we do have company, and which is our best friend at sea. They never leave us, they're always there. Today we were swimming in our bikinis and they indulged themselves to come closer finally and started waving and whistling, and I don't know, might have something to do with the fact that Monica and I were in our bikinis. But you never know. But I just wanted to show you that we do have friends at sea, because they never leave us. Not only politicians, I also see Vanilla and Gemma. I think this is her first visit. And I think Cecilia. Yes. She doesn't look really comfortable over there.
I never thought that we would still be where we are today when I was that age. I thought we'd be much farther ahead. And it seemed so positive in the 70s that we were going in that direction, because I would think by the year 2000 there would be no issues. None of these issues would exist. So where does feminism, where do we go from here? What's our next steps? And I think it can't be just Portugal by itself fighting, United States by itself. It has to be international. And I think one of the issues that we have to wrap our arms around and really exterminate is the human trafficking and the exploitation of women and children, because that is going to become the #1 moneymaker for organized crime in the next decade. Guns and drugs are right now, but human beings, because it's looked at as a reusable commodity, is making more and more money for these organizations that want to exploit, that want to terrorize. So if we can, join forces and wrap our hands around that to protect the women and children, then I think we will be accomplishing something. But also that every person have basic human rights, which is full control over their own reproductive systems.
About 1 hour ago, we got a phone call from Rebecca. A very short one. She just said mainly, we lost the court case. We will not be allowed to go in the harbour. She apologized to us, which is really not necessary because everybody knows, we know, that she tried hard enough and she did all she could, together with all the volunteers and also us. We've been very patiently floating around, and they've been working their butts off. So I think none of us in this organization or the women's organizations on shore is to blame. Although I am quite disappointed. I was hoping for something more. I think we achieved quite a lot, and I tried to protect myself for another disappointment. Rationally, I was able, but emotionally. So I personally think it's for the better that we respect the decision of the judge. So also respect Portugal in this way. And I think we should think that we have tried very hard, achieved a lot, but this is it. This is what we have to deal with. The situation or the country or the politics or whatever is not ready for a big decision like this. Nobody wants to put his job on the line. And I think we have to respect that. Although it didn't really work out as I imagined it would before we left. I feel really good about having been here and having been strong. And that counts for the whole crew, though. And yeah. I think I'm gonna grab a beer and toast to the things we have achieved. I guess.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yes, of course I am.
É para nós um momento importantíssimo na luta pela legalização do aborto e pela despenalização das mulheres, porque a nossa reivindicação era que o que estava em causa era efetivamente a violação de direitos fundamentais, liberdades fundamentais, que nós nos pesamos como país democrático há 30 anos a esta parte. A participação delas tem sido, nomeadamente da doutora Rebecca Gompertz, tem sido importantíssima na nossa luta e que nos deu um contributo essencial e mostra mais uma vez, também na questão da luta pelo direito ao aborto, mostra mais uma vez que as mulheres são capazes de se organizar de uma forma solidária e internacional, safando fronteiras nacionais, sobretudo quando estas fronteiras apenas servem para condenar as mulheres mais fracas, as mais pobres e as pessoas mais fragilizadas neste país. E isto nós dizemos o dia de anteontem, e o dia de ontem não será esquecido, quaisquer que sejam as afirmações de qualquer Ministro da Defesa. Muito obrigada.
In the Netherlands, women have the option for safe and legal abortion, as in many Western civilized countries. Unfortunately, Portuguese women, only a few of them have the option of safe and legal abortion. These are the women with a lot of education and money to travel to Spain, about 10,000 a year. There remain between 10 and 30,000 Portuguese women who have no other options then unsafe, illegal abortion, putting dirty things in their vagina, putting things in their wombs, wounding themselves, ending up with septic abortions, dying of that. Probably 3 to 5 women dying each year in Portugal, and more than 1,000 women ending up with complications in the hospital.
I felt stronger to come here to Portugal and to fight and to not be afraid to tell people, yes, we are doing abortions, yes, we want to do abortion, yes, it's not illegal, it's not a crime to do it. So, yes, I think it empowered me in that sense, that I felt that everyone also, or most of people also think it's hediondos what the Portuguese law and the Portuguese government. So yes, in some way I felt I'm empowered. Yes.
You think it's important for your life being part of this?
Yes, very important because I'm being part of a very important thing, and a very important thing in which I believe, and I'm doing something. I'm not staying at home complaining to the walls, and I'm trying to do something, to take action, and I think we all should do it one time at least.
Could you give something of this new power that you gave to the women that called you at
Yes,
Hotline?
I think so.
Yes?
In the sense that I try to make them feel not guilty, to be even proud of their choices, and that's good. They feel really, after doing abortion, not feel guilty, because I hear people are saying, oh, people do an abortion and they get depressed and so on. They get depressed because they are treated like criminals, and they are made to feel bad with themselves, not because it's something hediondos or that has bad consequences.
Be tutors for young women that have the potency and the capacity to be future leaders, but not leave it up to them or to political parties, but really, actually, this is what the Christian of the religious, the religious right is doing very strongly. They are picking kids really young in school and guiding them to powerful positions, and they guide them with money, with tutors, with putting them in the right contacts, with lobbying. And I think if we want to keep our issues alive as women or as progressive people, we have to start doing that as well, because otherwise we will lose we will not be able to be part in the how do you call it, in the decision-making process in politics, where the real power is at this moment. And I talked about that with Margie, and we're thinking about creating a kind of international network, women's movement, because as you saw, there are some very potential young women here involved in this project that could be very powerful women in the future with the right mentality and the right agenda. And I think we should do everything that we can to help them get to these positions in the government where they can really make a difference for other people. The synopsis of my book.
In favor of the higher goal.
I'm still so pleased I do this much.
Only when you are able to live it within your own life.
Não é a pior pessoa possível. Toda. Rosa está a ser uma pessoa corajosa porque é uma decisão muito difícil.
And that everybody know that Portugal is the country of freedom and the country of liberty, and not a country where debates are forbidden or avoided, not at all.